Yes, guys, welcome to the show. I hope you're all doing well, guys. It is like late on Wednesday evening, but we are here. God bless Lord Henry. We are here, guys. We are here. Match reaction, big win. Liverpool beating Sheffield United 2-0. Man City losing the Villa. Chelsea dropping, everyone dropping points. Arsenal are in touch. The title is on. We're going to talk about all of this. Myself and my man K-Mac is here. K-Mac, how you doing, man? Oh, you're muted again. Still muted. Still muted. Still muted. There you go.
Okay. Buzzing.
Yeah, there you go. There you
I said loads of stuff, but buzzing.
Right, guys, there's lots to get through today. Firstly, the result is fantastic. You know, it's a win that Liverpool needed on the road. Away, Sheffield, look, we'll get the performance and all that in a bit, but the result is all that matters at the moment, and it was a great result. And, you know, with City losing as well, and Villa have got Arsenal on the weekend. We're away to Palace. Liverpool could be top of the league by the end of the weekend, so we got to keep going. Great result, fantastic stuff. You know, good performances today in certain players. Some players, it's a bit. We've got to talk about some things that ain't quite pleasing on the eye at the moment. But I just want to start the show off. Unfortunately, a terrible bit of news for us is that Matip. It's been said that he's got a ruptured ACL, and I believe a ruptured ACL was about 6 months. If Matip don't get a brand new deal, it looks like Joel Matip might have played his last game for Liverpool, K-Mac, which such a sad note for him to go out on if that's the case.
It really is. Such a shame that. I think it probably will be his last game. You know, in my heart of hearts, like I wanted him to get a new contract or at least an extension, but I kind of felt that because there was no talk about it really in real depth, that he would just see out his contract and probably leave on a free and go to probably Saudi Arabia or something like that. Hopefully he can recover and carry on playing football. And obviously when he moves on to another club, he can pick up where he left off. But getting an injury like that when you're like 33, is he?
Yeah,
that's really tough to come back.
Yeah, I don't
wish him the best.
Yeah, so do I. I don't
think.
Been
a legend for us. Been a legend for us.
He's one of the best free transfers. Awesome player. Tremendous for us is Joel Matip. I don't know anyone who don't like the guy. Tremendous defender. Underrated. He's had a very underrated career. He's extremely good defender.
I think he's had like 5 yellow cards in his career as well. Like he's just that good.
He's an extremely good footballer and
incredible.
Yeah, it's just a shame. I think with this kind of injury at his age, I don't know if it's wise for Liverpool to offer him a new deal, to be perfectly honest, because we saw how long it took Van Dijk to come back from an injury. Not quite like that, but and I just don't see Matip having time to come back from that kind of injury, which is unfortunate at the end of the day. But yeah,
freak injury as well on the side of the pitch, getting your studs caught like in the turf.
Yeah, it's just ruptured the whole ACL. His whole ACL just completely and utterly ruptured. That's why he couldn't straighten his leg.
Horrible.
That's why he couldn't.
This could actually be. This could be the decider on whether we actually really go for it this year, because he may buy a central defender, and we may have to talk about like why he might need to buy a central defender.
I think if we're going to buy anyone in January now, I think it is going to have to be a centre back.
Yeah.
Do we need a defensive midfielder?
I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm going to say this right now. Casado's dog shit.
Oh my God, he's awful.
I don't know what's happened to Casado. I don't know if it was big fish in small pond syndrome at Brighton that made him look better than what he actually is. He's terrible. He looks absolutely awful.
No, he's been dropped into a team with nobody who works hard. Nobody works hard in that team. Like you've got
and he's
Sterling
found out a bit.
busting a gut constantly, and everyone else is just showboating. Like I watch that team and it's infuriates me. It reminds me of like Rodgers's last season. Like players just
I don't think
there's no effort in the team. It's horrible.
No,
Like
and with Endo, I don't know if he's actually that great of a player either, a footballer. On the ball.
I mean, when he did that tackle and you can see his gum shield, I was just like, yes.
Yeah,
he could wear a white gum shield, but he doesn't because he wants people to know he's got one in.
Casado wanted the moolah. Let him have the moolah. He's got 8 years at Chelsea. Good luck to you, mate. Let's talk about our DM. Let's talk about our
Which
DM.
One?
Well, the man that comes in for so much stick. Saying that could be any of them. Wataru Endo.
Can I give you some stats on him today, by the way?
We'll go to the stats in 1 minute.
Yeah.
With Wataru Endo, it's just when you say Wataru Endo had a good game, people always come back here and go, "Oh, it's only Sheffield United. Oh, it's only blah blah. Oh, it's only blah blah." But we're looking at Man City at the moment without a DM. When Rodri don't play, Man City are shocking.
Wide open.
Shocking. They've not won a game without Rodri in the Premier League. Not one. So do we have to just give someone like Wataru Endo just a pat on the back and go, you know what? He comes in, does a job. He comes in and does a job. I actually think he's a bloody good player. Did you see the half turn he did on the halfway line earlier, and then that ball out to Diaz?
That was a brilliant ball.
That's great play. That's what Klopp wants. He might not be the ball-winning DM that everyone wants, but on the ball, he's tidy, man. Moves that ball around really well. There was a bit when someone was coming in for a tackle, and you see what he did? He lofted the ball over their feet.
That was a brilliant chip. That was a
chip
ball out wide. Yeah, chip ball out wide.
It was getting pressed. I don't know who's getting pressed by the Sheffield United player. Came right into him, pressed him coming in, and he just lifted it over his feet. I was like, "Oh, stop it!"
That's like Samba stuff.
Yeah,
Japanese.
Actually says it there.
Sushi Samba. That's what that was. It was Sushi Samba.
Right, unreal. It's better than Casado. Endo has been better than Casado this season. I'm saying it now.
Yeah.
I think, like James says, I think he is starting to settle in now. He's starting to settle in.
That was another 90, another full 90 from him. That's what we need to get. We need to get these under his belt. Get games under his belt, get confidence. Used to playing in this weather as well. Used to playing, the football in the Premier League is just like 100 miles an hour. It's nothing like Germany or Belgium where he was before.
Yeah, it's just...
His numbers today were fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, go on, you give stats out now. Go for it, go on.
Okay, so 80 touches, 79% pass ratio, so 68 passes, 54 got to players, 4 long balls he played, 2 got to players. That's brilliant in itself. Ground duels, we all talk about ground duels. 7 he went in for, 4 he won. Aerial duels, 7 he went in for, 5 he won. And the whole game got played in the air today.
Yeah.
The whole game was like 50 foot in the air today. I've never seen a team boot the ball in the air so much. 2 fouls, fouled twice himself, 2 clearances, and they were big clearances from corners, by the way.
Yeah.
1 fantastic interception, if you remember, in the second half, and 2 last-ditch tackles. And he was everywhere. He was everywhere in that game. Most of his heat map was right in the centre, but he came down the left. He got into the box a few times, and he was basically covering on the left-hand side of the pitch. Sorry, on the right-hand side of the pitch when Dom went forward and when Trent came into midfield more in the second half. But he was absolutely sensational. I think that was his best game, by the way.
Yeah, and like Ashley says here, clean sheets every time Endo has started.
Yep.
That's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. clean sheets when we play a DM.
Yeah. Who would have known? Who would have known? Look, Klopp likes this guy. You know, Klopp has always made a thing of it that he rates Endo. He tried to buy him 3 years ago. So Klopp's obviously seen something in him that none of us saw. And it looks like he was right. So I've got to give him credit, Jurgen. He looks like he got this one bang on. It's just taking him a while to acclimatise to the city, the country, the team, the Premier League. And that's not an issue. I don't mind a player having to acclimatise to a team. I mean, you look at Fabinho, it was the same with him. You know, and I've been saying it for a while now. I think Wataru Endo is a smart bit of business because he's a 30-year-old defensive midfielder with massive international experience with Japan. You know, experience in the European top league. You know, he's been around, and he's that sort of player we can have in our squad. I've been saying it when it comes to this time of year, January, February, March, where you can bring him in to rest other players. And I think he's going to be key to what we do this season as long as he stays fit, in my opinion. And I think it's a smart look. It could look like a smart bit of business. The DM that Klopp probably wants is not available right now. So he's gone out and probably, by the look of it, done the smart bit of business. I've got to give him his credit for that, K-Mac. I really do.
The thing is, as well, is he came into a Liverpool midfield when we signed loads of midfielders, so it was probably quite daunting to him as well. And the fact that we signed like a the fact that we signed like a £60 million midfielder, then we signed the World Cup winner, and then we signed him. Must have been quite daunting for him, to be fair. And there was so much change going on in that midfield. Like, he was probably trying to find his feet. Like, where do I fit? Like, is this the position that I'm going to be in? You know, at the end of the day, he is a bit of a jack of all trades. He can play about 3 different positions, and he did for Stuttgart pretty well. So the fact that he's now he's got his position. When he plays in that same position most of the time. And he slots in really nicely, and he's just doing a great job. Like, he's given us 7, 8 out of 10s, like, in the games he's played, which is fantastic. And we all talked about, like, is this guy the Milner replacement? Well, yeah, because that's what Milner did. Never got a bad game out of Milner.
No. And I think that's what he wants. He wants that a player with experience. And as you always keep saying, he's not an old 30-year-old either. You know, he's quite a young 30-year-old, but he still has experience. So, you know, it looks like it could be a smart bit of business, a player that can just come in to give other players a rest. And when he comes in, he does a decent job to a good job. Now, I thought he was good tonight. I thought he's as James says here, he's 1-2 touch passing in the middle of midfield. He's excellent. He's actually better than I thought when he gets pressed, as we saw today with that little chip over the Sheffield United player's feet when he was close to him. You know, he's half turn on the halfway line, opens up the whole pitch, then sprays that beautiful ball to Diaz, who just completely ruins it. And he's a good little player. I like him, man. I've been saying it for a while now. He's just got to give him time, man. Just got to give him time. Big up Mikey the ass. How you doing, my man? He says we have the best goal difference in the league. We have conceded the fewest goals, but our build-up has been dreadful again. Yeah, we'll get to that. Another game about forward scoring. Look, let's talk about that now, actually. Look, our forwards, yeah, it is a little bit of a worry at the moment.
Stinky is the word.
Stinky. I think Luis Diaz is going to always get the sympathy vote because what's happened to him, and I get it. I just don't know if he can play left wing. The more I watch Luis Diaz now, he can't run. It's like he's lost energy and pace and that zip he once had. He gets caught up all the time. Or what he's trying to do by the look of it is slow the fullback down and then go again. But he hasn't got that zip to do it. Yeah, what I like about Luis Diaz is always a threat on the counter-attack because he's always willing, a bit like Darwin. I think that's that South American thing in players over there, that they're always willing and always giving. But it's just something about his game at the moment. It's just not something's not quite right. And I saw a few people on Twitter at half time say what we've been saying. Luis Diaz looks like he should play through the middle because he looks like a totally different player when he goes there.
He does,
Totally
mate.
different player. He doesn't need to use his pace in the middle. He uses his dribbling skills, which is better. He's better for him than his pace in the wide areas. And yeah,
I think he'd get a few more goals as well because he's really good in the air and he's really good with his one-touch finishes in the box. The weird thing about it is we looked more menacing when we played Szoboszlai down the left-hand side.
At the end of the
and
game,
Gapco at the end. Like it's crazy. Like he was so
Yeah.
bad. He was so bad today. Like, and on the right-hand side, like these two need a rest. Like these two need a break. Like it feels like they need a week off. Like this winter break couldn't come soon enough for those two. For me, like
what one? Sorry.
Salah and Diaz, they've been woeful in games.
You
They
know,
slow it down so much.
do you know what it is with Salah? My wife actually said this when we were watching the game, and she was bang on. Actually, she was right on the money. When Salah's always got a record in his sight, he's always terrible.
Yeah,
Has anyone noticed that? And she was right, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, you're right. Every time Salah has got a record that he's got to achieve, and he's like one goal short of that record, he's always terrible because he always snatches every shot. He never passes. Every time he's in around the box, he shoot. And it's like, what? And then he gets that record and he goes back to old Salah, just doing the business every single time. He's got that 200 in his head, and he's just. And Klopp Klopp took him off early.
Early? Oh, he did. I didn't think he took him off early enough. I'm surprised he wasn't hooked at half time. Seriously, like those two were so stinky.
Do you know what's mad? Everyone said about our forwards being the best in the league. Yeah, the group of forwards that we got. The problem with our forwards is when they don't score in a game, they lack. Usually apart from Mo, if Mo's not scoring the game when he's on top notch, Mo's creating. It's a bit different. Diaz for me at the moment is a bit of a worry because he's not scoring or creating at times, and it's a little bit of a worry. Gakpo, he was poor today till he went out in the left wing and then became better all of a sudden because he was labelled, he was uncomfortable in the position he was playing. He was driving at teams. Yeah, and Darwin's got like when he went through 1-on-1. I know he was offside in the end, but I shouted, that's where you've got to score. That is where you've got to score, Darwin. You've got to you've got to lift it over the keeper there, man. You have to. But then again, Darwin, I thought, I thought he played all right when Darwin came on. Actually, I thought he got in behind and used his pace. I thought he's
done much more than the other two.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, if you're getting your dinner handed to you like that from Trent, you've got to be finishing it. You have to be finishing chances like that. Like Trent, that ball Trent played was world class. It was the type of ball that would win a World Cup final. It completely took their midfield and their defense out. It went through both of them, and all he had to do was just finesse finish it. Why do you have to keep on blasting it like a child? Like, I can kick a ball really hard. Doesn't mean I'm good.
Yeah, Darwin hasn't really got that finesse button locked down yet, has he?
I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, just stop the ball. You had enough time to literally stop it, turn, and put it in the other corner. Like, you could round the keeper. You had so much time. Like, you don't have to just smash it. Like, you're giving yourself such of a less of a chance of scoring if you hit it really hard. Do you remember we had that conversation about some of his goals are like literally, when you have that shot in pool where you just whack it and it just goes in, and you're like, I don't really know how I did that, to be fair, but I did. I feel like some of his goals are like that now.
But it is. But like Mike says, Mike sums this up. Mike really sums up Darwin here.
Yeah, I
Darwin
know.
wasted that chance, tired of his wastefulness. But then he goes and bags an assist after winning the ball back. The guy's an enigma. And he did just win the ball back. He made sure he won the ball back.
And he did 2 pre-assists in the game before, which won us the match.
And by the way,
he was dogs.
Darwin's energy to win the ball back was first class, right? First class. Yeah. And then the cross to Szoboszlai was beautiful.
It was brilliant. He had the chance to do that before, though, and he didn't do it. Did you notice that? Like 5 minutes before. But he didn't get it to him. But yeah.
Mike's right.
We also need to talk about how much energy Szoboszlai's got to be there.
Yeah, Szoboszlai was boss today. He was. Doubt about it.
I mean, that guy
it's just mad. But it's like Mike says. You criticise him for missing the easy chances, and you pull your hair out, and you're like, for fuck's sake, Darwin, sake, Darwin, for bloody hell, sake, Darwin. And then all of a sudden, he will go and make an excellent challenge on the end of the box, putting a tremendous cross for Szoboszlai to finish the game. And you're like, oh, okay, all right.
And we needed that because I felt they were going to get an equaliser.
Yeah, they were with Canate on the pitch. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Guys,
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? It felt like Dominik Szoboszlai listened to our show last night.
I went on, yeah.
When we were talking about him.
It was his best game for a long time, man. Dominik Szoboszlai was fantastic, though. That was an impressive performance by Dominik Szoboszlai.
You want me to give you some numbers on him?
Yeah, go for it. Before you do it, guys, in the chat, make sure you go and hit that like button if you're not hit already. There's 72 viewing here right now. It's only 32 likes. What we're doing? Hit that like button.
Hit those likes, gang. 90 touches, 89% pass ratio, and they win easy passes. By the way, he was in a position where he had a lot of players on him. 2 key passes in that game, sensational. His crosses weren't good, but no one's crosses were good. Like really poor crossing today. He had one shot on target.
Diaz did put in one nice ball where Salah fluffed his volley.
Yeah. Oh God, I mean Salah could have literally just nodded that down for another player to tap in.
Yeah,
there was 2 players stood by him, ready for that. 12 ground duels, 71. 5 aerial duels, 3-1. He got fouled 3 times. He had 1 really good interception. He was tackling players. He got 4 tackles in, and he dribbled past 3 players. His heat map in that second half, he's just on the left-hand side, wasn't he? Like for quite a long time, and that's where pretty much he played most of that game. Sorry, he played most of that game wide right, which is an interesting one because he played like a wing back for like till about 80 minutes. He played in Trent's old position as a wing back. He didn't get forward that much at all until the second half, where he's got heat map on the left hand side. But it's really interesting where he played. Like him and Trent probably got on each other's way quite a lot. Like by the looks of it. And they're playing in the same zone, like looking at the heat map on both of them. That needs to be looked at, really, for me. Like, could be the reason why he's probably not. I don't know. That's another conversation to have, I think. But he touched the ball. He touched the ball 90 times though today. Like Trent got it 115, so he had a lot of the ball today.
Okay, we built our team. I think as we were talking about it yesterday. Our team is built around Trent, as far as I'm concerned. I think our team is built around Trent right now. Be up, Mike, with a super chat. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you. Look at the difference of when Gakpo was in the middle and when Nunez was in the middle, night and day. He's wasteful, but we need him. Yeah, like Darwin stretches teams like no one else does. Darwin just stretches teams. You know, he's a threat. He's a nuisance. Defenders are on their toes for 90 minutes when Darwin plays. Sometimes it's a bit easier to play up against Gakpo because he plays back to goal, and he rather sit, But Darwin, it's so confusing because he infuriates you so much and missing. But at the end of the day, you're like, but he needs to play. It's just one of them. It's one of them mad things right now. So McAllister got a real bad cut on his leg. They put stitches in his leg. That's why it took so long. They put stitches in his leg, and so apparently they wrapped it up, and then they put stitches in his leg, and the stitches were getting really tight, and he couldn't move his leg properly. That's why he came off, because he was finding it hard to, run with, because when your skin's really tight and they stitch it up or glue it up or whatever they did.
Were they the staples or the glue ones?
I think it might have been glue. And
I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, that was a red card. I don't care. I don't care. Like, it's a red card. It's a stamp. Like, he stamped on him. That guy was nasty. What was his name? Vinny De Silva or something. The amount of fouls he put in. They got one yellow card in that game.
Yeah, no one spoke about it, did they?
That referee is an absolute shocker. Isn't he the one that Man City sent to the UAE?
Well, he played the Man City game and blew the whistle when they all won and won, didn't they?
The referees,
they didn't even talk about it. No one spoke about it. I didn't. It was studs on a horrible challenge.
It was a horrible tackle,
and
it wasn't even a tackle. It was a stamp.
No. And
the tackle that he got, the tackle that happened was from Bogle, wasn't it, or Bogle, which wasn't a great tackle. But as he went down, he stamped him. Like, that was a stamp. Like, I've seen Stevie G do that against Everton players a lot.
Yeah, it was a dirty tackle. There's no doubt that bad. It studs right into it. It busted his thigh open, so it tells you everything.
I thought that was him. I genuinely thought, oh no, we lost McAllister now, because it was round his knee, wasn't it?
Yeah, everyone was like, oh god, he's done his ACL. That's what everyone went first, and it's like just a cut. But Klopp said in his press conference, his interview after that, McAllister should be okay. It's just that he had stitches in it, or I think he said he had stitches in it or glue in it. They glued it up or something like that. But then it was getting really tight, so it's hard to run. So that's why they brought him off. But he should be all right. But he might not be able to train, for the next couple of days, which means he might miss the Palace game because of it. But that'll be it. He'll only miss the Palace game because he won't be able to train because he can't run on it at the moment. But that'll be all it was. That'll be all it was.
Palace got beat today at home as well by Bournemouth.
That's a dog crap. I mean, we should beat Palace.
We should.
Drunk Vigo, my man in the house. Endo's winning us the Prem. Endo was boss today. Absolutely boss.
I think we do need to start talking about that as well, because I do think the Premier League is winnable now. Like, I do think it is winnable.
Chat about it. This is match reaction. Let's chat about it. Like,
I really think it is now.
I said it the other day. How long have I been saying this on the channel this season? This Premier League is up for grabs. This Premier League is up for grabs. It's whoever has the best, longest winning run, in my opinion, goes on to win that title. Whoever's the most consistent from now till the end of the season will go on and win the league, because I said it the other day. In my opinion, Liverpool have had the best transfer window this summer. It's getting proved right at the moment. City have not bought well at all over the last 2 years, in my opinion. Alvarez, keep playing Alvarez with Haaland makes no sense defensively. You can get at them now. Doesn't make any sense. They've got no Mahrez to bring on, so they've got no one on the right really to play with. There's no one who can really come on the right wing and change things for them, a bit like Liverpool. But they've got no one there like a Mahrez anymore, who's clutch. As good as Grealish is, he's no Sterling for goals and assists. I think people forget only Aguero scored more goals than Sterling for Pep Guardiola at Man City. They've got not that on the bench no more. They got no. What? Hang on, Matt. Matt, you go with some stats for a sec.
Yeah. Okay. So what I will cover then is I'll actually talk about Trent, because I thought Trent was absolutely sensational today. So most of his heat map, he was on the right-hand side. He got 115 touches today, 8 ground duels. He won 2 of them. He won both his aerial duels, and they were good. They were good aerial duels that he won as well. He had another really important clearance. He had 2 really important interceptions. Like he's doing a fantastic job in both positions, as a inverted and also as a right back. He also got an assist today, obviously from a brilliant corner. I mean, Dom's corners were awful today. He couldn't get them past the first man, but Trent put the ball. I mean, when a referee's going to start giving us fouls for in the box, from corners, because the amount of times I've seen our players dragged to the floor now, which just getting a bit silly.
Did you see Darwin getting cuddled?
He was hugging him.
It was literally hugging Darwin in the box.
Proper hugging him both arms.
Nothing. Is that all right? Okay. And then they had the cheek to say Virgil's goal shouldn't have stood when Virgil literally didn't do anything.
Honestly, they had 2 players hanging onto Virgil's shirt the whole game, in the box. That was insane. And we had quite a lot of corners today as well. We had 12 corners today, which is a lot. We don't normally have that many. What was interesting though is, and this is how important Darwin was today, by the way. We have 15 shots, 8 on target. We had 4 big chances. 2 were missed, and they were missed by Darwin. And the other 2 were scored.
Yeah.
But if he can sort that out, seriously, we'll be golden. 11 shots outside the box. 4 shots outside the box as well, and 2 of them were saved. We're starting to hit good.
Yeah, Jurgen's
good shots. Good shots.
Jurgen looks like he's starting to let the players shoot a little bit more from distance.
I know.
You know, Klopp has gone on record says he don't really like long shots. He doesn't really like long shots because he doesn't like turning over possession that easily. You know, because we push so far up the pitch in a counter-attacking press that's why he doesn't like it. But you know, it looks like he's starting to let them have a crack from the bottom. You know, because we've got players who can do it. You know, players there who can do it.
What I don't mind with that though is, we were really, really good. I think we scored 19 goals from corners last year. We were good at we're good at corners. We're good at set pieces because we've got Trent, who's absolutely incredible at set pieces, and on the other side we've got Robbo as well, and we've obviously got Dom and Max really good at corners as well, by the way. And if you have shots, there's a good chance the goalie will tip it over for a corner. There's a very good chance that if it's on target, it'll probably get knocked out for a corner. So then you've got another attack, which is from a set piece. But the only thing is, we do look quite vulnerable from our own attacking corners sometimes.
Yeah,
Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez had a shocker today.
Yeah. This league, life. Let's talk about it. This league for me. I know we're only in December. We're not quite at Christmas yet, but I look at this league and City are not the team they were. This is the first time, I believe, me and came out talking about this before we went live, that this looks like the first time under Pep Guardiola that City look vulnerable when they have injuries. You know, we've never really looked at it. I've seen Kevin De Bruyne out for a whole year and they went and win the league title comfortably. You know, they've always managed because they had certain players on their bench that would come on and be clutch for them. You know, them players, they could have had players on their bench right now, like a Sterling, like a Gabriel Jesus, like a Gundogan, if they gave him a new deal, really wanted him to stay, would have stayed, in my opinion. You know, Mahrez, again, a player they got Doku in, but Doku just runs and does lollipops, and rainbow flicks. He's got no end product.
He's not used to the system either yet. He'll take another 6 months to a year. That's normally how it works with Pep.
They haven't got. I feel like they haven't got them clutch players coming off the bench. Before they'd have a Sterling could come off the bench, a Gabriel Jesus could come off the bench, A Gundogan could come off the bench. A Mahrez could come off the bench. And they always get clutch goals in moments. That's the way it always was. Yeah, that's the way it always was. Now you look at their bench and you're like, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Who's that guy? It's lacking. I know they've got injuries at the moment, but I just don't feel like they've gone and replaced the legends at their club well enough. Nunez from Wolves. Everyone talks about Wataru Endo being a panic signing. Nunez is a massive panic signing for Man City because they couldn't get Paqueta. Because they couldn't get, Paqueta or whatever you bloody call him. They couldn't get Paqueta from West Ham because of the gambling allegations. So they couldn't get him. So they needed a midfielder because Gundogan went. And they went and got Nunez from Wolves, who looks like a panic signing to me. And then Kovacic. Kovacic is the most un-Manchester City footballer I've ever seen in my life.
He is.
It don't suit the way City play. It's not quick enough. And
he's also injury prone.
Yeah. I'd actually prefer Wataru. I prefer Wataru Endo right now for Liverpool than Nunez from Wolves. I'll say it right now.
I would as well. I have no idea how Phillips didn't get a game today. Like, he is a DM. Like you can say what you want about him, but he's not actually a bad player when he plays.
No, Pep don't rate him because he can't play the City way. That's why Lewis plays. Rico Lewis is a kid from their youth academy who is starting over Calvin Phillips, who's not, and
Rico Lewis isn't a DM.
So you look at City's transfer window the last 2 years. They haven't replaced well enough. Calvin Phillips was a Fernandinho replacement, basically, to come in and
I felt like they bought Phillips because we wanted him. Like, I genuinely felt like they just snapped him because we were looking at him.
And who have they replaced? David Silva, massive player for them.
I don't think he's been.
In my opinion, City's best ever player is David Silva. Not really replaced. Phil Foden for me should play in midfield. He should be the midfielder. Bernardo Silva. This is probably Bernardo Silva's last year at Man City. So, and obviously they got De Bruyne to come back. John Stones came back tonight, but they look weak in defence. Right.
They got rinsed on the left-hand side again, by the way. Sorry, on the right-hand side again.
Exactly. Can we have a chat about this, yeah? Everyone keeps chatting about Liverpool's defence, how easy it is to play against Liverpool. City are conceding goals left, right and centre this season. No one's saying anything, right? And they've got a certain player who's playing left-back for Manchester City right now who costs upwards to 80 million British pounds, yeah? I'm going to call him Barbie Doll from now on. That's his new name, yeah? Barbie Doll. Right? He is absolutely shocking. And no one's saying anything. No one. And he keeps getting done on the weekly. On the weekly. He gets cooked. No one says anything.
We'd be talking about him more. We'd be talking about him more if they played him against us, but he didn't want to because he knew he would have been cooked against us.
Yeah, exactly. City, man, it's just
Barbie Doll.
Barbie Doll. That's his new name. It's his new name. Left back, Man City, Barbie Doll. That's his new name. I think he's a good player. I'm not going to cuss him too much because I do think he's actually a pretty decent footballer. It's just the hype around these players, the massive hype around players. And they go, why didn't Liverpool buy him? And Liverpool could have had him £100 million defender. You want to pay £80 million for him right now? Because I don't. He's playing for Manchester City. He's playing for Pep Guardiola. What's going to be the excuse? Maybe he's just really overhyped. Maybe he's just a good defender. He's a very young player who's going to get better in the years to come. But spending 80 million quid on him, for me, ain't...
That felt like a panic buy as well. That felt like another panic buy.
It's just...
I think he's 21, I think he's 21, 22. But
and
he's a centre back for me. He can't play wide. He can't play that wide.
He plays left centre back, left-sided
He can't
centre
play
back.
left. He can't play like left.
Not
Like
left
he's,
back. No,
yeah,
not
he's
left
too
back.
far. He's too far wide. He's not got the positional sense. He got rinsed today. He got rinsed. That could have been. That could have
I
been
want to talk
3 or
about
4.
another.
That could have been 3 or 4-0 today. By the way, like Man City had like one good chance.
Yeah, Villa smashed him up.
One good
I
chance.
think City
Really.
only had like two shots the whole game.
Yeah,
It was
and they both
terrible.
came from Haaland.
Right, see City's midfield today. Did you see City's midfield?
Yeah.
It was shocking. Shocking.
All
And
over the place.
it,
And long may it continue.
yeah, look, City are going to come back. City ain't out of this title race, by the way. I'd still have City as my favourites just because they've won every title but the last 5 years, but the one Liverpool won. So I can't count them out. I'd still have to make them favourites because they got the proof in the pudding that they've been there and done it. But I don't think it's going to be easy for them. Not at all. Not at all. And you can get at City now. People, this is the difference for me. No one's scared of Manchester City anymore. No, everyone's willing to go, you know what, we'll give you a go, actually. Yeah, you're devastating on the other end of the pitch. But going the other way, you can get them. You really can. And when there's no Rodri, they don't win a game. They don't even draw a game. They don't even draw a game without Rodri. They just lose. They just lose. And people keep talking about Liverpool and their DM issue. Well, we apparently haven't got DMs and we keep winning games. So what are we talking here? Is Liverpool's midfield actually better than Man City's? Is that what we got to say now? Because if Man City can't win a game without Rodri, their defensive midfielder, and Liverpool apparently don't have a DM, but we win every game. So is Liverpool's midfield better than Man City's? Is that what we're saying? I mean,
I think it is anyway.
Question to ask. It's a question.
I think it is anyway, and I think our midfield's in its infancy. Like they're still gelling with each other. They're still finding the feet.
Yeah.
There's still players that still not 100% sure exactly what position they're going to play in midfield. This, like I said this on the show yesterday, this for me feels like Klopp 2016. Like this is the beginning of 2.0, and we're second in the table. Like we're beating teams that we normally get beat by. We're going away to games which we normally draw or we normally have really, really hard fought games, and we're getting results. And we haven't really played that well yet. We really haven't played that well all season for me. And we've beaten some of the best teams. We've got draws in away games, which we probably lost in the past. And we're still in the thick of it, still in the mix. You know, 1 or 2 players, and we could kick on even more next year. Man City need a rebuild, by the looks of it.
I just feel like you've got to be brave against Man City in the past, and you can get something from them.
There weren't many teams that did it. We were one of them.
Yeah.
I think Tottenham did it as well. But
this season they're conceding a lot of goals. And I've been saying it. Their defense is not quite right. I'm going to say this right now. People in the chat might come at me. Ruben Diaz is the most overrated centre back in the Premier League. He gets spun. Do you think it's spun by McGinn today? McGinn had him on ice. I never understood the fuss about Ruben Diaz. Never once. I think he's a very good defender, but that's it. He's not elite and he's not world class. He gets spun a lot. He falls on the floor a heck of a lot. He goes down on the floor a heck of a lot. I don't get it, personally. I think he's an extremely overrated centre-back. He can't touch Virgil. He just can't. You know, the only year I saw Ruben Diaz be any good was the year Virgil was out. I just don't think I think he's a very good defender. I don't think he's crap or anything like that. He's just not world class. He's just not world class. I think he's a good player, but not world class. Exactly, Presto, Van Dijk and Saliba over Diaz. Yeah, I agree, man. Like Bizzle said here, this is the first time in a long time that I've seen that Man City are poor without certain players. I've not seen that for a long time under Pep Guardiola.
That's
As I said,
squad depth. Like
they haven't got many players.
they lost a lot of players. I said this to you, like I felt like they lost too many players. But when they signed a load of defenders, I just thought, are they just going to shut shop and they're just going to win games like 1-0, like, and it's going to be Haaland, like with all their goals? Is that how they're going to do it? But their defenses look leaky. They haven't got the best goalkeeper in the world either, by the way, for saving shots. Like, he's not the best.
Have you noticed when Ederson saves a shot, he palms it straight out in front of him?
Yeah,
every single time. He never palms anything off wide areas, does he? He always puts it back in front of him. James has got it here. I think this might have something to do with it with their transfer stuff so far. If you notice, the last 2 seasons, they have sold more. They have sold more than they have paid out to buy players.
And they've also had to sell their youth team players, by the way.
Go and look at their net spend. Go and look at City's net spend the last 2 years. I think it's less than ours.
Yeah,
we go on about net spend. I think City's is actually less than ours. If you're winning net spend trophies, City are winning the last couple of years, and I do think it does have something to do with these charges. So I think they're trying to do things right now. I think they're trying to do things the right way, and they're selling youth players and sending players off. But their mistake is they're letting a lot of their players go to rivals. It's mad.
It is mad. I've got something funny to add to that as well. They're probably not spending as much because they're probably using all that money to pay the lawyers to keep those charges off them. And those lawyers aren't cheap.
And James has got it here as well. Big up, James. Says Man City won a treble, lost some key players. This and not signing a Jude or / a Rice gives us a chance. Exactly. Everyone thought, Man City just go and buy Declan Rice, and Arsenal blew him out of the water.
If they'd have got Declan Rice and Paqueta, we'd be having a completely different conversation.
Oh yeah,
we know that.
They couldn't. But they couldn't.
They got trumped.
And that's a shock to me.
And Declan Rice could be the key to Arsenal winning the league, by the way.
Yeah, well, he's their star boy.
He just got them 3 points as well.
Exactly. Palmer selling to Chelsea looks like a bad decision right now, in my opinion. Looks like an awful decision. It's a little bit balmy. I do think the charges do have something to do with it.
Have you heard the story about Palmer, by the way? Have you heard the story about that? Because Pep's talked about it. So basically, he was talking to Pep. He was talking to Palmer pre-season, and he came back after the under-21s, and he said, "I'm going to give you game time. Like you're going to play like X amount of games this season." And he just turned around and said to him, "No, I want to be guaranteed first team." And he said, "I can't guarantee you first team." He said, "Like you've not played many games for us." And he turned around and said, "Well, Chelsea want me, so I'm going to Chelsea." And he was like, "Okay, go."
Good on Palmer, man. Good on Palmer. Believe in yourself, man.
Yeah, but
believe in yourself.
I think he probably would have played like quite a lot. Like they need him. But yeah, interesting.
They could do a player like that. They're putting a lot of eggs in this young Lewis fella, Luis Rico. Is it Rico Lewis?
Rico Lewis, yeah.
They're putting a
He's
lot
18.
of pressure on him, man. They're putting a lot of pressure on that young man. You know what I'm saying?
He's 18.
It's just look, when obviously De Bruyne comes back and Stones is more match fit than he is right now, City are going to look a little bit better. Of course they are. That's why I still make City favourites for the league. All I'm saying is that you can get at this City team. There's something they've only won 3 games in their last 7 matches. That's Man City like. It's just something's not quite right. Look, City have got a lot of easy games coming up, so they're going to win them games, and that's why I said they'll still be favourites for the Premier League. But when it comes to the big games, or teams that, like a Villa, have got a decent attack, they might feel like they can give City a game. Look at Wolves. Wolves felt like if we play counter-attacking football, sit back, defend well, we've got players up top that can scare them. because Neto was fit at the time. And, I think teams like that might give them a go, man. Might give them a go. But, yeah, City could still go on and win a treble for all I know because they're Manchester City and they got Pep Guardiola. So it can still happen. But there's definitely something not quite right with their team this year. Definitely not. But this is why I think the title was up for grabs came out. I think Liverpool, it all depends what Liverpool think they need to do. People will go and mark, right? So when the January transfer window's open, people might moan if Liverpool don't get anyone in January, right? They might not sign anyone in January, right? And people will go, well, the club weren't realistic in, the club again, just not doing what they should do to win the title and all that. But the problem is, if the players they want are not available in January, is there any point buying second rate? That's the question.
No, because we've done that before and we've been burned. We've done that before and players have flopped. I think what's interesting is we've obviously got Arsenal and we've obviously got Man United coming up. If we took 3 points off both those teams, well, we leapfrog Arsenal and we go 1 point clear, and Man United we just put them to bed, and I think Arsenal have got a tough game as well at Christmas. I think have they got Tottenham?
Well, they got us 23rd of December.
No, but I think they've got another tough game as well.
I'm not sure. I'll have a look at that. You can talk.
Yeah. So I just feel that if we could put a bit of space between them, and obviously Man City, we'd have space between them anyway by then, because they've dropped points now, in today's game. Sorry, it will be the case of what do we do in the window, and the fact that we've now got Jota coming back early as well. That's really good news. So it'd be a case of, do we fill the space that Matip's going to leave, so we're not caught short there, or do we get a DM because we've only got one, or do we look at a right-hand side of the attacker because Salah probably does need to be rotated, because he's going to get tired. He can't keep on playing all these games. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. And then you've also got the left-sided left-back position. What happens there? Are you comfortable with Joe Gomez playing in there? Because I'm not.
No. Gomez right.
He looked like he didn't know how to pass it anymore.
Gomez
30 minutes.
You know what's weird? People will say, "What's the difference in playing one side of the pitch to the other?"
There's a big difference.
If you're right-footed,
and you're wrong.
Doing anything with your right foot along the left side of the pitch means what you have to do to be on your strong foot is cut inside all the time. But you can't cut inside if you're a left back. You have to run straight because you're meant to be on your left foot. It is a weird world, man. Gomez at right back or centre back, fine. Not at left back, man. He played there against Luton, he played there against Sheffield United, and he got embarrassed a couple of times in them games. Tsimikas has to play left back for me. I understand why he's playing Gomez because he wants to keep Tsimikas fresh. I get that. You've got to use your squad, but it can't be too much, once in a while for me. But yeah, look, the centre back, the centre back area, you got Kwanzaa at the moment. We've got Kwanzaa, Konate, Van Dijk, Gomez.
I think Kwanzaa might be getting some games soon as well.
That should be enough. I mean, you look at Arsenal, Saliba and Gabriel play every game.
Every game.
You don't. I keep saying this. You shouldn't change your back.
Ben White gets a game every now and again, but that's it.
You shouldn't change your centre back.
They
your
don't
two
change
centre
their
backs to
centre
play.
backs.
If Rodri and if Diaz and Stones were fit at the same time all the time, they'd just be the two centre backs play for Man City. You've got to play your two best centre backs continuously, and our problem is Konate worries me. I ain't gonna lie.
I tell you what, though, he won 15 out of 15 headers today, which is nuts because
Look,
he was awful on the floor.
In the air, Kanate's a beast. On the floor, he's
My
a sheep.
God.
You know what I mean? It's two different things, man. Look, he should be winning all his aerial drills. He's 6'4", 6'5", like 15, 16 stone. I expect that man to win everything in the air. My problem with Kanate is when he wrestles with forwards too much to my liking. Gives away stupid fouls on the edge of the box. It's them things that are going to cost us sometimes. He always gave away a penalty today as well. You know, it's just
Well,
daft.
that one where he wasn't concentrating and the ball ran under his foot.
Yeah,
they were in. They were in. Like,
it's just
crazy.
Yeah,
he has brain farts.
Right,
yeah, Sacco. As I've said this on your show before, he
Yeah.
reminds me of Sacco.
I like the guy. As I keep saying, Kanate is just a weird man. Kanate's like Darwin or centre backs.
But
he doesn't do the easy
have you
things
seen him though?
well,
He goes
but does the hard things.
walkies. Like he follows the ball around like a. You know when you see a load of like 6-year-olds playing football and have never played before, and you kick a ball, and like they all chase the ball at once. So it's literally just a game of lots of children running after the ball and no one's in any position.
Yeah.
He does that in games where he just follows the ball around. I'm like, why aren't you in the box? Like defending like where Virgil is.
I do.
It's crazy, mate. Gives me an heart attack.
Like Darwin, I love Kanate as well. Just like Darwin, I love Kanate as well. He's just wild. I love Kanate because he's wild. I love Darwin because he's wild. But Darwin gets on my nerves because he don't hit the finishing. He doesn't score them easy chances. And Kanate does my head in because he doesn't defend the easy way. He defends the hard way. And it's just like, oh, you do my nutting, man. You do my nutting. But Arsenal's fixtures. So they got Aston Villa away. They're away to Villa.
That was the one, mate.
To Villa. Villa's home record is 15 games, 15 wins.
Yeah.
Villa's home record is absolutely scary.
We haven't played them. We haven't played them away yet.
No, they got their away record is something to behold, no doubt about it, man. He's got a fantastic.
I thought Arsenal had a hard game. They have got a hard game.
They got a hard game against us. So that is
they got us away and Villa away.
That's the Saturday 5:30 kickoff. I'll watch that. Wow. Then they're away to PSV in the Champions League, which they've already qualified for. That don't matter. But then they're at home to Brighton next Sunday, which Brighton away. Brighton. It could be a bit of a tricky game. And then they're away to us on the 23rd of December, and then they don't play again till the 28th of December when they're at home to West Ham. And then on New Year's Eve, they're away to Fulham. And then they play us in the FA Cup in January. So, some tricky games there for the Arsenal.
Brighton beat Brentford today, and they play like a load of 18-year-olds. Like, it's insane. Like, it is insane the amount of children De Zerbi plays in that Brighton team. It's nuts.
Careful.
And he's getting results. He's getting results, honestly. Like, he played Hinshelwood, who's like 18 as a right back or a left back. That's just bonkers. Can he scored? Scored the winner.
We've got a barrel load of new people, I think, have just come into the chat. So if you are new around here, big up to you. Thank you very much for coming in. I don't know where everyone's just come from all of a sudden, but big up to everyone. Thank you very much. Join us. Please go and subscribe. We're on our way to 5K. So if you can hit the subscribe button, that'd be a beautiful thing. Thank you very much.
And sub to mine as well if you want.
We're actually just hit 5,000 subscribers.
Yes.
So big up to everyone. Thank you very much.
Congrats, mate. Congrats.
We've literally just hit 5,000 subscribers, and also I've just hit over 1 million total views on the channel as well. So thank you very much, guys, for subscribing. So that's 5,000 subscribers and over 1 million views on the channel. So yeah, big up. Thank you very much, everyone. I do appreciate that. We need a 5K party.
we're here burning the midnight oil for you guys.
Yeah, there we go, man. Big up Frankie in the chat. Big up Frankie. Big up Frankie Carlisle in the chat. Big up to all the new guys. If you are new around here, let me know. Big up to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us. And it's
Also,
late
Keller
evening.
needs some flowers as well today. He pulled off a brilliant save.
Yeah, he's 1-on-1.
Brilliant save from our fuck up, but yeah, brilliant save.
Yeah,
we gave them it.
Is that the one when Gomez tried to turn back inside when
Yeah.
he had the ball? Yeah. Gomez today, man. Gomez, Joey, G, like just play the ball, man. You don't need to do any of that fancy stuff. You're not Virgil. Let Virgil do that. Yeah, Joey, you just do it simple, man. But let's talk about Virgil today,
mate.
guys.
It's that inverted to get into his head.
That's talk about Virgil van Dijk.
Wow. Okay.
The aura's back. The aura's back. He's spraying himself with aura. He's just spraying himself with aura. Did you? His pace. How does a 33-year-old defender get his pace back?
Did you see that tackle he did where he just put the afterburners on?
Yeah. How do you get your pace back at 33?
Player.
How do you get your pace back?
Watching Virgil today really makes me think that we could win the title, and it would only take maybe 3 or 4 players in the team to get us there, like as in big players. And I feel like Virgil's one of them. I feel like Trent's one of them. I feel like Alisson's one of them. And as much as I love Salah and Nunez and that, I actually feel that Dominik Szoboszlai is probably the other one. I don't think we're going to have to rely on Salah as much this season as we have done in the past. And I do think the fact that we've got Virgil, who's just, fingers crossed, touch wood, everything, like, I'm going to get a rabbit's paw, everything. I'm going to do voodoo magic, like, just to keep him fit. Like, he's absolutely amazing right now. Like, he stopped their team from getting anything today, just on his own. Like, seriously, he was that good. Thou shalt not pass.
Virgil's different gravy. Guys, make sure you go and subscribe to K-Max channel. The link's in the chat.
Big up, keep it level.
Virgil, man, he's just getting his pace back at 33, unheard of. And the way he just struts around the pitch. It's like, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the best defender in Europe. I don't know if there's a better centre-back in world football right now. I really don't.
He had 98% possession today, by the way, passing.
And yeah, 98. I was about to say, did you see the balls? The balls he was just pinging about with no effort whatsoever.
I think it was like 8 out of 10 long balls got to the man. It was like nuts. Honestly, it was unreal.
Big up to the Big Six Bants crew as well for sending everyone over. Big up the Big Six Bants crew. If you've just come over here, thank you very much. Appreciate the love.
Big up Monts.
Big up the Monts. Yeah, Monts is great, man. Monts is great. Big up, man. Congrats on 5K. Just come from Monts. I was number 5,000, locking in from Barbados. Big up, my friend. Thank you very much for being number 5,000. Do appreciate the love, my friend. Nice to see you over here. Love to Monts as well. Big Six crew of beautiful people. But yeah, Virgil, I just like he's got his pace back. He's got that aura back about him. He did that thing he did against Tottenham, when he was defending 2 players at the same time today. And then he just closed down the angle and just blocked the shot. It was just
he had to, didn't he, on that one? Because
because Kanate went run.
I don't know where he was.
Gomez went to the toilet. And it was just like, and Virgil's like, right, just let me deal with this then, boys, show you. He had 2 tackers, one running that way, one there. And he just kept, what I like about Virgil, he doesn't approach the guy straight away. He doesn't go, and just go jump on him. See, Kanate would just jump on the player straight away and then leave massive gaps behind him. Where Virgil just runs and runs and runs, and the space becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and then he just sticks a leg out and blocks it, and then just retrieves the ball again and just goes.
It's really intelligent, isn't it? It's like look, the only way you're going to get a goal is if you score a worldie that I can't get near, or you get past me. And he's got that aura about him where players don't pass him now. They don't pass him. Like, he got passed a few times last season, like dribbled past a few times last season because he wasn't at it. Like, he was still coming back from a serious injury. But this season, he's fully fit, rearing to go. He's got it all. Like, did you see him as well? Like shouting at players today. Real captain's performance.
See him tell Trent off when that player went round Trent really easily.
Big time. And did you also see him kicking off at the ref when McAllister got stamped?
Yeah, Virgil's that captain armband's done something to him, man.
That was a great finish as well, by the way. That reminded me of Sami Hyypiä.
Oh, the volley. Beautiful.
Sami Hyypiä finished that.
Lovely corner by Trent with his arse out.
Salah could have done that. Salah hit it straight to the keeper.
Trent with that corner with his arse out. I mean, that was just hilarious. Like, surely Trent felt a breeze. Surely
he must have, mustn't he?
What's going on there? Like, he had his crack hat and everything. It was like, what is going on? And then he put a beautiful cross in. Trent plays your arse out more. That's all I'm saying.
Beautiful ball.
Beautiful cross in. And because everyone thought it was a foul. Everyone thought it was a foul because the player went down because Virgil had so much space. So everyone just assumed Virgil pushed him over. But it was the intelligence of Gakpo in front of him.
It was.
So Gakpo made the run towards the near post. So because he made that run, the defenders with Virgil automatically, because it's just what they do as defenders, went with the runner. And because he went with the runner, Virgil was on his own. There was a bit of contact with Virgil's leg, but Virgil didn't really do anything. He's just moving to go towards the ball. The bloke went with Gakpo, and it was a beautiful volley in an empty net, empty area for him to score in. Beautiful volley, beautiful goal, beautiful defender, beautiful man, beautiful captain. And, give him a new contract. Simple as that. I don't care how old he is. Age don't matter.
He's even talked about the fact that he wants to stay longer. So do it. Do it while he's talking about it. Like, just get it done. Yeah,
it just age don't matter sometimes. If you're 33, so everyone if you're 33, but you're legitimately, arguably one of the best defender, if not the best defender in the world right now, why does age matter? Just give him a new deal. I don't care. Yeah. Who you go by? Who are you going to buy?
There's no one to replace him.
Look how much defenders are costing. Barbie doll went to Man City for 80 million. Carl Will is what, valued at 70 mil?
Yeah. And look at the goal. Look at the goal Man United scored today. It was Colwell's fault.
Yeah. And Kwanzaa's better than Colwell right now.
Yeah, he is.
So, who do you go and buy, man? Who do you buy for Virgil? What is the point of letting him go?
He's the best centre back in the Premier League right now. 100%. He's the best.
Just give him a new deal.
You can only judge Virgil against Virgil. You can only compare him against himself. Because he's that good. Absolutely amazing today.
He's different gravy. He really is. We've already spoke about Wataru Endo, so anyone who's just coming into the chat right now from Monty's channel, we spoke about Wataru Endo, a beautiful, beautiful footballer. We love him over it. He just Liverpool's best midfielder. There you go. I keep saying it. Love the guy. I love the guy. He's a good footballer. His passing's good. 1-2 touch. Decent player, man. Really decent. Love the guy. Can't speak highly enough of him. For me, he plays against Crystal Palace. Does he play against Crystal Palace for UK, Mac?
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone in the chat right now, does Wataru Endo play against Crystal Palace? Guys in the chat, let me know, yes or no. Does Endo play against Crystal Palace on Saturday? Just put a simple yes or no in the chat. It's just... I just think he's decent, man. I just think he's decent. Virgil, Virgil's got his fear back to back. Yes, he has. Virgil, top guy. Virgil, 4 great years ahead of him. Virgil don't look like he's slowing down at all. You can't get past the last samurai. Yes. Yeah, it's a shame. I love Liverpool. We mentioned the Matip thing at the beginning of the video. Yeah, it looks like it's a right shame. Looks like that might have been his last game for Liverpool, unfortunately. Drunk Vigo. Can't Drunk Vigo. He's your man. Say it with chest, Drunk Vigo. Come on. Yes. Of course he's got to play. Say it again, BW. Say it again.
Yes.
Yes, Endo better than Casado. Yes. Come on, guys. This is what I want. Got Frankie
Lovely.
Baby in the chat. Frankie Baby in the chat. There we go. Oh, there you go. Trump Vigo. Endo makes everyone else better. Yeah. What time is it, guys? Remember, yes. What time is it? It's Endo time. It's Endo time. Come on, Endo time. I'm gonna get Endo merchandise on a watch. Endo time, guys. Come on. Let's get some Endo watches out there. Yeah. Let's do that.
Get some Endo mouth guards.
Endo mouth guards. Just get Endo gum shields, Endo watches on the Jamie Phillips show. Yeah, let's do it. Come on, I love Endo. Let's do this. Yeah.
Hey, Klopp loves his Japanese. He loves the Japanese player in the team to win the league. That's all I'm saying.
I'm glad you went with team there.
Yeah, team.
Oh man, no, I love the guy.
Brilliant.
Well, we mentioned Szoboszlai's best game for a while. We thought Szoboszlai had a really good game defensively, attacking, on the ball, running. I don't think he jogged the whole game.
No,
I don't think he walked the whole game. Just constantly ran for 90 minutes.
I have to look at those numbers. Like, I think he did about 15 miles.
He put in shift. He must lose about 2 kilos. He must lose 2 kilos a game.
Well, didn't he say as well when he arrived at Liverpool, like he's never ran, he's ran before.
Yeah, he's just running, man.
He's getting better at it.
Give them out. He is beautiful today. You know, I've had my worries about Szoboszlai last few weeks, but today, you know, that was his best performance in a long time.
I'm surprised
really
he played today, to be fair. You know, I really am. Like,
McAllister's the one I was surprised he played. Like you WhatsApped me earlier about McAllister, and because Klopp said it himself, McAllister was a bit tired, and then he played. It's like, Klopp, come on, man, we got players on the bench now. These, you know, Szoboszlai, McAllister, rest. You know, you got Harvey's there, Curtis is there, Gravenberch is there. You know, you can give these boys a little bit of a rest, man. Give these boys a little bit of a rest, but yeah,
I was glad he didn't play Gravenberch and Dom together though, because that would have been a disaster. It is pretty obvious now that Dom doesn't play well with Gravenberch. Like, but it was good to see that Dom had a really good game without Curtis. But he did play better when Curtis came on. Like, it is.
But do you know why he had a good game in the end today? Because McAllister and Endo are more defensively minded.
Yeah.
That lets Szoboszlai get forward more and get more in the action. It's what we've always been saying. Like, I think Gravenberch, we'll come to a time eventually, maybe next season, when Gravenberch and Szoboszlai will be a unit together more. They get used to each other's roles and what they got to do in the team. But for this second, right now, it's got to be one or the other for me, probably. It's got to be one or the other.
And it's a great option to have.
Compass a bit.
Great option to have.
No,
like, really is. Yeah, like, bring Gravenberch on, he's just legs all over the place, like puts them under pressure. Brilliant.
Yeah, Endo brings balance. He does.
He does. Like, and he brings clean sheets by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think it was only against Newcastle, but I don't know. Did he? But I don't think he started against Newcastle. He came on against Newcastle. He came on
when Virgil got sent off.
Yeah, so I think Russell is still correct. Because I think Russell put in the chat earlier that Endo's had a clean sheet every time he starts, and he didn't start against Newcastle. He came on in the game. I
think he came on. I'm not 100% sure though, but I thought he got brought on as a sub in both those games that we got men sent off, and the goals got scored before he was on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're right. I think we were 1-0 down when Endo came on. So yeah, I'm going with.
And that wasn't a red card, by the way. I've watched that again. Have you watched that again? But that Virgil tackle on Isaac, that wasn't a red card.
I thought he won the ball clean.
That wasn't a red card. He didn't even have the ball under
control.
I didn't think it was a foul. No, I didn't think it was a foul either. Anyway.
Oh, how about so Tottenham fans, just to go off Liverpool for 1 second. So Tottenham fans were raging on Twitter last night. I was like, what are Tottenham fans raging on Twitter about? Oh, is it because Arsenal came back? I get it. Okay, fair enough. But no, they were raging at the fact that I don't know, I can't remember who the Arsenal player was, but they went over the ball and went into the bloke's ankle, the Luton player's ankle, the same way Romero did for Tottenham. And it didn't even get looked at. Can't remember. Do you know who it was? I can't remember who it was.
Was it Jesus?
Anyone in fact? It might have been the
Jesus?
Gabriel Jesus one. He went over the ball and went into the Luton player's
Yeah, I
ankle.
thought that was a red card.
The same way Romero done for Tottenham, and it didn't even get looked at.
Yeah, I thought that was a red card.
It didn't even get looked at. And yeah, that was. I can understand. This is the consistency in refereeing, though. The consistency, yeah. Same with Curtis Jones. You know, you
know what as well? You know what annoys me the most? That red card derailed Curtis Jones this season. So it's so obvious. Like,
yeah, he was smoking.
He got
before
bumped
that,
out of the team. He got bumped out of the team for 3 games because of it, and then he got injured.
Yeah,
and he probably wouldn't have been injured if he'd have been playing, because when Curtis plays all the time, he keeps his fitness. Like, but when he's in and out, that's when he gets his injuries. Like, I thought he might be carrying a knock today when he finished the game because he was limping a bit. So let's hope he's all right. But that derailed Curtis's season for me. That red card, and it wasn't even a red card. No. That whole game was, that whole game was iffy. Everything about it was iffy.
It was dodged.
It felt like someone got a bonus behind the scenes.
Oh, they certainly did. You know that. Come on.
Yeah.
There was definitely some. Yeah. Right. Let me just get the league table up, and then we'll go leave it there. Right. Let's get the league table up. See where everything stands right now. So, the Premier League table, guys. Let me put it on the screen for everyone to have a look at. Guys, if you are new around here, please go and subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video. Helps the channel's growth. I'll be much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much. Right, there we go, guys. So, there is the Premier League table right now. And I hate that Nivea advert. I really hate it. But there is the there's the Premier League table.
The Nivea advert with our players in the shower. Do you remember the one where they were driving around in the car? And Milner was driving the car.
Man. It's cringe. So there's the Premier League table. Arsenal, 15 games played, 11 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss, scored 33, conceded 14, goal difference of 19, 36 points. And there's Liverpool Football Club, who everyone told, guys in the chat, didn't rivals say last season that Liverpool finished? Didn't all the rivals last season say Liverpool are finished? They're done. They're gone. They're not coming back. It's City and Arsenal's time now. Well, they came back in one summer transfer window. So imagine if Liverpool had a little bit more time, what they would do. Yeah, destroy this league. So Liverpool, 15 games played, 10 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss, scored 34 goals. The same as Aston Villa, by the way. Conceded only 14, the second best in the Premier League, along with Newcastle and Arsenal, and a goal difference of 20, which is the best in the Premier League right now. And they sit on 34 points. Then there's Aston Villa, 15 games played, 10 wins as well, 2 draws, 3 losses, all away from home. 34 goals scored, 20 conceded, goal difference of 14. Villa are going to be a great side. Villarreal remind me of Emery's Villarreal team.
Yep.
That's what they remind me of. Villarreal gave some scares in Spain, and then what happened? They just fell off towards the upper end of the season. I think that's what might happen with Villa as well. And I think Villa will just tail off a little bit as the season goes on. But I think Villa can fight Tottenham and Man United and Newcastle there for Europe. There's no doubt about it. Next, Man City. 15 games played, 9 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, 36 goals scored. which is the most. But look how many goals they've conceded already. 17. 17.
Is that
Unlike
more than
Messi.
they've conceded the whole of last season?
I can't remember, man.
They
Man City
don't
usually
concede more
that
than
many
like
goals.
15 goals, mate. Like seriously, they don't concede a huge
Let
amount of
me.
goals.
I'm gonna have a look now. I'm gonna have a look.
What I will chat about though is the fact that Aston Villa are in the mix is really going to help us this year.
Yeah, Villa.
Because we need teams to take points off the big teams, and Villa
Like Spurs
will do that this season. Like
I think there's a few
I
teams
heard this
that do
stat
that.
about Emery as well, that he's never had a 0-0 in the Premier League.
I don't think he has 0-0s anyway.
He's never had a 0-0 in the Premier League. Like, so he's always had a losing or scoring. Crazy. Anyway.
So last season, City in the whole season only conceded 33 goals.
Oh, 33. Okay, sorry.
In the whole of last season, and they've already conceded half of that after 15 games.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
leaky.
But City are 4 points behind us. 4 points. City's form is terrible, absolutely terrible. If we have a look at their form, let me get their form up for you. So Man City's form in the last 5 games. They've only won 1 game in 5 games, Man City.
Who've they got in the next couple of games? Have they got anyone?
They're away to Luton. Do you know what? I think Luton might have a go like they did against Arsenal.
They might get a draw.
I think Luton might have a go like they did against Arsenal. I think Luton might give it a go. You know, I think Luton would be like, "Stuff it. We're meant to lose, so let's just give it a go. Let's see what happens." Big up Luton. I think they just go. You know what? Let's give it a go. The same they did against Liverpool. The same they did against Arsenal. They're like, we're meant to lose these games, but let's go out on our sword. You know, let's give it a go. Let's let them know that we're about, and this ain't gonna be easy for them. I think that's what they'll do. You know, I think that's what they'll do. I think City will win that game, but I think City will be in a game. I think City will be frustrated. There sits Tottenham as well on 27 points. It's all very, very tight. It's all very tight. Tottenham obviously got to play tomorrow. And there's Man United as well, who beat Chelsea today on 27 points. This terrible Man United team are only 3 points behind City. That's mad.
I think their top goal scorer is McTominay.
And then Newcastle on the way to top.
Their top goal scorer is McTominay, who they wanted to get rid of.
Man United's 2 best players the last 6 weeks have been Maguire and McTominay. The ones they wanted to get rid of. Maguire keeps Varane out of the team. I wonder if Varane wants to leave.
He played really well today, actually, Maguire. Unfortunately, you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind Man United, like, you know, finishing like around that like 6th, 7th place, because they'll keep their manager, and that's fine. That's what I want. I want them to keep their manager.
Yeah, Man United.
So yeah, they can beat Chelsea. I'm fine with it.
But the reason Man United are 6th, only 3 points behind City, is because they don't draw any.
They also won 9. They haven't played anyone that good either, by the way. Like Chelsea isn't that good either. Let's be fair. They played Newcastle and got battered. That's really the best team they've played in a while.
They come to us in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Chelsea ain't good. They're awful.
Man United have got a goal difference of 0. God's sake. And they're only 3 points behind City. It tells you how bad the league is right now, doesn't it, really?
Yeah, their new guy still hasn't even scored in the Premier League, you know. No. How much was he? Wasn't he more than Nunez?
Hoyland, I don't want to get this wrong. Let me Google it, because people will just come at you.
It was like 76 million or something.
I think let me have
He's still not scored in the Prem.
To be fair, he's got no creative players around him.
70 million. 70 million, 72 million.
I do like him, though. There is something about him. Man United spent 72 million.
Wow.
72 million they spent on him.
We spent 64 on Nunez, didn't we? And obviously we haven't. Obviously, there's more to come with Nunez, like in fees, but let's apples for apples, like
Yeah, it's
we paid less for a player, and he's done a lot more.
Oh yeah, I think Højlund will come good. There is something about him.
Yeah, I think Højlund will come good, probably at a different club.
Yeah, he's just got nothing round him, man. You got what? Rashford, who just is about as creative as a match. He just the man can't create. He just runs and shoots. He's like, don't look up. I'd hate to play alongside Rashford if I'm a striker. Hate it. And now Rashford don't even want to play for Man United no more. They're looking at letting him go. Man United fans are fuming, ain't they? Because Ten Hag wants to keep Anthony, but he wants to sell sell Rashford. It's just like, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
he wasn't happy when he came on today. Yeah. Did you see Salah when he got dragged off? That was funny.
Yeah, he came off with a bit of like, yeah, I've been crap today. Yeah, you know what I mean? He did come off with like, yeah.
He was like, he kind of just went,
I can't kick up a stink.
Yeah, he was like, am I gonna kick off about this? And then he was like, nah, I'm not. I was crap.
Because when he started taking his wraps off, he's like, nah, I'll just do this nicely today. There's nothing really to get upset about. It's Højlund was at the second striker long. Højlund is probably quicker than Nunez. Is he?
No, he's not.
I haven't seen Højlund run. To be fair, I haven't seen him run like
fast.
that, so I can't.
Nunez is fast.
Nunez has acceleration and speed. Nunez is quick from standing still. Some players get quicker as they go. Darwin's quick straight away. So
it's really hard to get the ball off Nunez when he's in full stride as well with it. Like he's strong as well.
Where does Rashford go? Where would you say?
Saudi Arabia.
I think he goes West Ham.
I think he goes to Saudi Arabia. No, they can't afford his wages. He's on like 350 grand, isn't he? And he's...
but I thought he was a great guy who gives all his money to charity and the kids that ain't getting fed and shit.
No, isn't he?
He's a beautiful man. I thought he's a great guy.
Isn't he like? Isn't he getting done for tax dodging and stuff?
Well, there you go. I thought he was a lovely guy. Everyone says, "Oh, making him MBE."
Wasn't there some weird allegations against his brother and his agents doing something in Florida? The R word.
That can't be true.
Another one.
That can't be true.
That popped up.
That can't be true. This is why Man United, by the way, can't sell players. Because everyone's on ridiculous wages. This is why the wages
and criminals.
Are going through the roof. Yeah, criminals. This is why the wages are going through the roof. Everyone blames City and Chelsea all the time. You got to look at teams like Man United that give terrible players too much money. It's Rashford to Spurs. I could see that actually. I could see that. I can actually see that.
I can see Ange getting some Japanese players. I really can. What? I can see him breaking Celtic for those two players.
Oh right. Where did that come from?
No, not Endo. Not Endo. No, I can see Ange signing a couple of Japanese players. Like he's done really, really well with Japanese players. And Asian players don't do too badly at Spurs. Like I could see them getting like those two guys. They do well at Spurs. Anyway.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I love it. I love it when we end on Man United. It's great.
Yeah, you got to end on Man United. It's a shit at the moment. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
It's beautiful. But guys,
Rashford's on 400 grand. My God.
He's around that 300-400. Let me out.
He's on more than Salah.
Hang on,
he's on more than Salah.
Hang on. I've got to Google this.
What?
Rashford's Man United wage. I've got to Google this, guys.
Wow, that's insane.
What's he on? Come on. Oh my shitting God.
Wow.
No, it's not. No.
He did get like a mad contract, mate.
Oh my God. He's on 375 grand a week.
My God.
He sits 25. He's on £25,000 more than Casemiro. He's on £35,000 more than Jadon Sancho and Rafa Varane.
How is Jadon Sancho on? How is he on 300 grand, Jadon Sancho?
Hang on, get this, guys. Get this. Hang on. If you got a drink, don't drink anything out of it because you might spit it out. So Anthony, Martial, and Bruno Fernandes are all on 250 grand a week.
I mean, I can understand Bruno Fernandes. I can understand Bruno being on that.
250 grand a week's a lot, even for Bruno.
I mean, he's a captain, isn't he? And he's been there a while, and he's been there, done it. Like,
I'm just reading it out. Yeah, I've got it all up. Yeah. Anthony. Oh my God, Anthony Martial is on 250 grand a week, and you wonder why they can't get rid of him. He's been at the club almost 9 years. What's he ever done? They can't get rid of him because he's on 250 grand a week.
Wow. Didn't they sign him when he was like 19?
Yeah, he's been there like 9 years almost. He's terrible. He was there when Brendan Rodgers was at Liverpool. This is 8 years of Klopp.
Wow. That's crazy. Like, and we complain about some of our players on high wages. That's just nuts.
Rashford's wage boost would rocket in his salary by an extra 8.4 million a year over 5 seasons, with United holding a 12-month extension option. So So Man United's wage. I've got the list here. So Marcus Rashford is on an annual wage of 20 million a year, which is a weekly wage of 375 grand a week. Casemiro is on 350 grand a week. Jadon Sancho is on 350 grand a week. Varane is on 340 grand a week. Anthony Martial is on 250 grand a week. Bruno Fernandes is on 240 grand a week. Anthony is on 200 grand a week. Harry Maguire is on 190 grand a week. Luke Shaw is still on 150 grand a week.
Crazy. I've got to shoot, mate. Okay, it's 1 o'clock now.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot as well. We are
time flies when you're having fun.
That's why United are done, guys. That's why United are done. Right, guys, we're out of here. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to go and subscribe button if you're not here already. Hit that like as well. Don't forget to go and check K-Max channel out as well. Link is in the chat. Go and subscribe to his channel as well, guys. We'll be back. What is it? Thursday, tomorrow? I'll probably be back sometime tomorrow or Friday. Big up, everyone. Good night. Thank you very much. Up the Reds. Bye-bye for now.